we get started? Did we start?
Yeah. So Katie, tell me, how, how was it? Like your first year? Like how was the experience? Nerve-wracking, easy? Like, give me it all.
I mean, you've lived it. You know what it's like. I honestly don't think anybody can prepare you for this fucking like crazy adventure.
You seemed like a natural,
I was obviously
honestly.
very anxious. Yeah, like you can never be prepared. Like I spoke to Jack a lot. He'd obviously done it, and you know I had lots of questions for him. But even that isn't enough just to get used to the whole like cameras on you 24/7. It's definitely a lot to adjust to. So yeah, it was hard for sure. You definitely get to a point where you forget you even have a camera on you. But then those moments where you know you're cracking, you're kind of like, fuck, like this is too much. It was good. Overall, it was good. Hard but good.
Honestly, this was your first season and truly you handled it like a boss. So how long before this had you been doing Chief Stew? Running a crew.
Doing Chief Stew. How long have you been doing a Chief Stew?
How long have you
Who are
been
you
a
fucking?
Chief Stew?
Are you fucking a Chief Stew?
I have been a Chief Stew for a year and a half, I think, before doing the show.
Oh, really?
But it was like broken because COVID messed up everything. So yeah.
How long have you been in yachting for? Yeah, take a sip of your wine.
7 years.
Oh, fuck.
7 years.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
You know
Honey,
what?
Why do you think I have to get Botox? You aged
Oh
so
my
much.
God, we were
literally just talking about that.
I just got Botox for the first time. Love it. Phenomenal.
Girl, you got to do it. Whatever makes you feel good. Like,
my
honestly,
God.
this industry just ages you so much. So,
Well,
anything to get you looking fresh.
My life is not nearly as stressful as yours.
Wait, so
And I just got it for fun.
so you guys do Botox and I get my back lasered. So it's kind of like I get a little treatment too. I'm a little beauty
See?
part.
Gotta get all the spa treatments. Why not?
It's each to their own.
Oh, that's
Fucking
funny.
right. So let me ask you, like, was it tough? So like did you watch a bunch of seasons prior before you got on or no? Like, did you prep yourself pretty well?
I actually, so obviously, like, I'd seen the odd episode here and there over the years, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, like, I absolutely slated the show. Like, as a yachty, you're like, oh my
Yep.
God, fuck this shit. You
It's
know,
fake,
like, kinda,
yeah.
You do talk a little, yeah.
You talk mad
And
shit about
I think
it.
it wasn't until, like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm always the first to admit that. Like, I talk so much shit about the
Hand
show.
up, I know.
So I'd only ever seen like a random episode here and there, and then it actually wasn't until I was casted, and because it was during COVID, so when we flew to Croatia, we had to quarantine for 10 days. So I'd never watched Jack's season, so that's when I watched Jack's season and then your season. So I watched season 4 and 5 right before I
During
joined
your
the boat,
quarantine?
just to like be like, okay, what am I actually doing here?
Oh my God. Did that stress you out more? Or do you think that prepared you more? Like you were already there in the experience and then you're watching like what it's actually about? Did that
Probably
stress
more
you out
nerve-wracking
more?
watching it because now she's thinking about it.
It's definitely nerve-wracking, but I don't know. Like I kind of, for me, I was like, I don't want to take too much of it because like it was super important for me to be like completely raw and like completely honest. I said to myself, if I'm going to do something that's crazy, like I have to be 100% genuine. So I was trying not to like, I don't know, it's hard because no one can prepare you for this experience. And like, there's a lot going on in your mind, but you just have to like put it all aside and just be like, okay, we're just going to deal with whatever comes our way.
Right. Well, like I said, you truly handled it like a boss. I loved it, especially because it was your first season and you literally didn't take shit from anybody. You went through stews like it was nobody's business. You're like, no, it's not working out. Bye.
Oh, fucking idiot. I literally like
Alicia.
I first to say this, I definitely talk speaking about the stew thing, like I talk so much shit about you on Galley Talk. I'm like, I'm like literally like obviously the Delaney, she comes in like obviously she knows nothing about being a stew. We all recognize that. Yeah. Delaney is just like literally lights are on, no one's home. I see that. Like I get that all day. Like not the brightest bulb, but so like she's there and you're like no, like on like no, fuck it. We don't need a stew. Like, it's fine. And then Lexi's gone. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys went from 4 stews to 2 like that. I'm like, so now, Katie, you're doing laundry, you're doing service. You're first one up, the last one to go to bed. I'm like, you fucking donkey. You should have kept her on.
I know. Yeah, no, it's hard because it's like you say, like, okay, you guys see it how it's edited.
Yeah.
There's obviously other stuff that went on. I didn't let Delaney go because of cabins. Like, fucking hell, I'm not that dramatic.
No.
I'm probably the most least dramatic.
Right.
So it was just a lot. I wasn't happy about the CV. From the get-go, I actually didn't really want to bring her on board. There was a lot of conversations that happened that obviously never made it to air. And, the conversation I do have with Captain Sandy, I do say it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But fuck it, like, let's try it. And then the minute she walked into the bridge and was like, oh, I'm not a stew, that's when I was like,
oh God.
Fuck, Katie, you should have listened to your gut. Like, I've been through so much. Like, I'm so over this shit. Like, I just want to do my job. Why the fuck is this happening? And then, I had that conversation in the bridge and, it wasn't the best conversation. I wasn't in the best frame of mind. But the back chat from her really annoyed me.
She's so annoying. I thought she was
let her go in the end.
Yeah, you tried to fire her, and then she was like, but what if you didn't? And I just stayed.
Yeah.
And then she just stayed. And I was like, does that work?
Yeah.
Does that work in real life? If someone tries to fire me, can I be like, no? And just see what happens?
This is my point.
She intimidated me kind of.
Exactly my point. And when I did let her go, she questioned my authority. And, I completely brushed it off at the time. But then when it came back to, okay, Delaney's still here, do you want her? I was like, no, the bitch spoke back to me. I'm so over, the drama. We have 2 charters left. And, it's 3 or 4 nights or something stupid. I was like, I don't care.
So
I'll sleep when I'm dead. Let's just do it.
Like Alex says, it sounds like a freaking crazy idea to, just be the 2 of you doing the last 2 charters.
It's brutal.
I applaud your decision because you have to think about it. Is it more work having these annoying people who are just making your life more miserable on board for the last 2 charters? Or does it make more sense to just suck it up?
Just get it done and get it done the right way.
That was honestly it. If it was earlier in the season and Lexi had been let go and, we still had 4 or 5 charters, 100% I would have brought Delaney back.
Right.
But we had 2 charters. It was 4 or 5 nights in total. It was nothing.
Fuck it.
And
suck it up.
The crew had already gone through so much at this point, and I was like, I think, I know we're a TV show. I know there's meant to be drama, but I was so over it myself. And I was just like, no, it's not
Why put yourself through the added stress? Yeah.
She also said she was a stew and also, but she was mostly a decky. No. And then Malia had her do one thing on deck and she fucked it up. I was like, so what do you do on a boat? What have you done?
Delaney, all she does now, she just does handstands in Hawaii or something. Oh my, no, but
the girl has an amazing body.
her body's
she's a gorgeous girl.
Her body's ridiculous.
Butt, but I didn't need a nice butt at that point. I needed a stewardess.
But the deckies, obviously, none of the girls thought any of the deckies or Matt was good looking. So the guys were like, okay, we don't have a chance with any of the girls. We have a Delaney. Then you got rid of her after 2 days.
Yeah.
They go. There goes my one chance of drunk making out and maybe get my dick touched at night. I don't know.
Stole that from them.
Hey, apparently David tried.
Dude, hey, I laughed so hard. Obviously, and I know how the show, I know how things get showed off because, obviously I had my stint too, but, I was laughing so hard with because I know Malia so well, and Malia's
it's so cringy.
Hey, Malia's a dude, right? So Malia has a guy mentality. So, him trying to, be sweet to Malia and, trying to get it going. I'm laughing so hard because I'm doing the galley talk, so, we're reacting to it. It is so funny to me. Oh my God.
It's so funny because actually watching the episodes back, there's so much stuff you don't remember, right? When it actually goes to air.
Mm-hmm.
And we only get the episodes a day or 2 before it actually airs.
Yeah.
So we're just as much seeing it for the first time as you guys are. So when all that stuff with Malia was happening, I was like, I didn't actually realize that conversation, like I know I comment on it at the time, but I was so shit-faced that night. I did not remember a single thing. And then I watched it back and I was like, oh, no, like, did that happen?
Oh
like,
my God.
Like a lot of stuff you don't remember because you're so exhausted. But it was poor David. David's like the nicest
he's so
person on the
sweet
planet.
too, which made it so much worse. I was like, this is so cringy. He's so sweet. He just really likes her a lot, and she just does not.
No, but like at the same.
Like, who doesn't like Malia?
She's hot.
Such a
Yeah.
boss bitch.
No.
I have already talked about my girl crush on Malia.
So gorgeous.
Dana would literally date Malia if she had the
like-
chance.
She intimidates me, honestly.
Like,
No, Malia legitimately like at first I'm like, oh, like very like tiny, cute girl. But like, you know, I got a good relationship with her that like I was like really good on deck and like and like I was really good at deck like with her, and I was like, you know what, like I don't even find her attractive anymore because she's a friend, and now she like intimidates me. Like she's way more manly than I am. Like maybe I'm just a bitch, I don't know, but like I'm just
you are, but
I know
feel
that.
that.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I'm completely fine, but with like I couldn't even put like a picture on the wall. Like I'm not manly at all. Like that. Like she has that. She's a boss.
I am not a man.
Yeah, I am not. I am.
Welcome to our podcast. Alex is not a man.
I am not a man.
You can tell you're not a man because that's your standard for being manly is hanging a picture on the wall.
Yeah, I'm not a man. But I will do
Fix a car.
Yeah,
I couldn't hang a picture frame up on the wall.
But I will like go down on you for like an hour. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I bring to the table. But Katie's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Why are we here?
Come on, you bring more.
Yeah. Well,
Don't
no.
sell yourself short, Alex.
No, I'm Irish, so yeah, not that much.
You've got a good personality.
That's
We
all.
like you.
That's all that matters. But so, Katie, were you were you kind of panicking a little bit? Like prior, because like you had, you know, Hannah being the chief stew and then Bugsy took over. Now like you're thinking like, fuck, like I have like kind of big like shoes to fill. Like how they're gonna play it off? Is the fans gonna hate me? You know what I mean? Am I replacing them? Like, because like your role, you replacing a top dog like that's tough.
Yeah.
Like that's a tough thing to have.
Yeah. I think like I obviously knew, like, you know, Hannah had done the show for 5 years. Like she has a massive following and kudos to her, you know. It's such a long time to do something this crazy because it's just like, it still blows my mind to this day. I'm like, that was fucking nuts. So like I got to give the girl some credit for just, yeah, like she stood her ground. She has a big fan following, but at the end of the day, it's like anything. Like I wasn't intimidated because I was like, I knew I brought a different approach to things and I felt like that it could be cool, like for the viewers to see, like we're completely different people, me and Hannah.
Yeah.
You know, like I absolutely respect her to this day. But it's like, it just adds another dynamic. And like, that is the reality of yachting. It's like every boat you go on to, it's always a different dynamic. So, you know, she did 5 years. The viewers obviously had an idea, but then it's like, okay, take someone completely different and throw it in the mix and be like, oh yeah, and this is what else can happen. So, you know, I know what I can bring to the table. Like we obviously, everyone manages different. Everybody works different. And that's just it. Like I didn't feel like I had to fill her shoes. But it was just like, you know, people were really open to, I guess, seeing me in my style. So, like, for that, I was thankful. But, yeah, I mean, of course there's pressure. Like, how could there not be?
Yeah.
It was more like the social media side of things, like her fans, like, hating on me. And obviously I knew I was gonna get compared. Of course you're going to get compared. Right. Like, that's the nature of anything you do like this. So I was prepared for that.
I wanted to talk about, how did you like get into it? Did they scout you or did you apply to this?
Well, they probably knew you because of Jack, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know how it works. The casting people had been messaging me for years, and I was always like, no. They actually got me. The day I left one of my boats, I was like super miserable. I'd had a really bad experience. I was like not happy and I was having a real like I fucking hate yachting moment. And I get a message from one of the casting people and they're like, hey, Katie, we're in the last rounds of casting. Do you want to cast? And I was like, yes. so over this industry. Like, so yeah, they got me when I was vulnerable for sure.
Like, did you have a fun experience though? Like, would you do it again?
For me, like, there was definitely hard times, and it's like a lot to get used to, for sure. But overall, my experience was really positive. I think it's just really cool to see how many people it actually takes to make something like this come together. And we did it during a global pandemic. So it was just like even more pressure. Like, I don't know. It was like, I loved it. I would do it again for sure.
So it's
as long as I don't have a stew like Lexi.
Oh my God. We'll get to her in a minute because she fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But literally, so like I felt so bad for you guys because like my season. So we would like, you know how it goes. Like you would film on, let's say a Monday, have a 2-day charter, and then go get fucked up Wednesday night, and then have a day to do green screen or whatever, and then pick up on that Friday. But you guys couldn't club. Like you guys just drank basically on the boat or at dinner. And like, and that's a huge element, honestly.
And we drank.
But like the club element is such a factor because like obviously you guys already had like drunk,
It's like a release.
Dude, it's a release.
It's like you're away from the boat.
Literally get off the boat.
You're kind of around other humans. Yeah. Whereas like we were only around each other.
Oh my God. And yeah. That's brutal.
I would have killed someone. There's no way.
I'm thankful we had an amazing crew, bar some, but you never had that full release. So it definitely made like the pressure and the impact like way more intense. And like there's definitely moments you see me break down, I cry, and I'm not necessarily crying at that exact moment, but it's just like everything at once, So there's just no way to like let go. And you can't get off the boat because we're filming during COVID. You can't even just go for a run by yourself. There's nothing. So you have zero alone time to just like, I don't know, calm yourself down. Like I suffer from anxiety. So sometimes it's very overwhelming when you can't just like step away from a situation, have an hour to like pull yourself together or just do something positive for yourself. Like you don't get any of that. So it's just like, I was fucking crying, mate. You try to do that. I was a wreck, okay? It was hard.
No.
Leave me alone.
Mad kudos to you because I literally would have killed someone. I would have jumped off the boat. There's no way I could have stayed in that. Like, it's probably not small. It's a large boat. I get it. But I could not have stayed on that, with that many people.
After how many weeks, it definitely gets small.
There's no way.
You share a room with people.
Yeah, it's not normal.
No.
Yeah.
But like,
it's not a normal environment for sure.
No, like I honestly didn't know that about you. So like, I mean, like I started talking more like within the last few months that I suffer with anxiety and like, I don't know if I call it depression. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, in my head, but like, I didn't really pick it up until maybe the past year when I wasn't filming. Like I was always like a happy-go-lucky guy. But like, so like for someone like you, they said, oh, you suffer for that. Like, did you have a hard time? Like I couldn't imagine filming now. I would be like literally a mental midget in my head. Like I would be brutal. But like, how was that filming then?
Yeah.
Like, was that brutal then? Like did you just like have meltdowns like in the bathroom?
It was hard. And like like you guys have seen it. Like all those times where I'm in tears, that is my anxiety. Like I get really panicky and I'm an emotional person. So my release, I will just cry. Okay. So even if like
same,
it wasn't anything to do with the boat, someone said something to me the wrong way and I was feeling the way I feel, I would just cry because it's just like one little thing like will tick you off and it's like a release of everything else. So like normally in yachting, when like my anxiety is really bad, like I try to remove myself because it's hard when being around people all the time. And it's like going into the crew mess and trying to put on that brave face when you just feel like fucking shit inside. So it's like normally it's like go for a walk, go for a run, do yoga. Like you didn't have that here. So like we would go, it's like it was kind of a recipe for disaster because we work long hours, we go out, we drink, and like, I mean, there's a few conversations, I'm on the phone to my mum just absolutely bawling, and it's just like, you're so overwhelmed, you don't know what to do. There's no escape. So like, you shut yourself in your bathroom, there's still a fucking camera, you still have a mic on, and you're like, and everyone's like, oh, she's a weak bitch. It's like, fuck you. Like, you have no idea what it's
very
like.
strong for
and
what
to be
you
in the
did,
service industry.
No.
And it's
and to be in the service industry and like put on a brave face when you're just like you're dying inside, you know, it sucks, but it makes you grow for sure.
Yeah.
Katie, isn't it funny though? Like all these like trolls on like social media now that like, oh, like you know, like
act like they know what you're going through.
Like these trolls that are fucking losers in real life. They have fucking no life, and like, because if you put them in that situation,
like 0 followers.
No, if you put them in that situation, they would be a disaster. They literally they get off in life. They fucking come to literally talking shit to people on social media because that makes them feel better whatever they go through.
Blew my mind about all of this. Like, obviously, you know about online trolling, and it's like, you know, you reached out to me, like so many below deck people reached out to me, like as soon as like the cast was released, being like, hey, I'm here for you. You know, if you need to like deal with any of the social media stuff. And I was like, oh,
like, it's great that they reached out to you, but
like it'll be fine.
Yeah, I reached out to her right away.
It's great that they reached out, but like
I totally get it now because once you go through it, like nothing can prepare you. I was so gobsmacked. Like I can be an opinionated person, but I'm the kind of person that I can watch something on TV and I'll be like, oh, she's an idiot, or what the fuck is she doing? I have no desire. I'm
not going to go DM you.
And be like, you are a disgusting human. And like horrible shit. Like
that's because you're normal and these people aren't.
These people are mentally ill.
These people just aren't normal.
Do you know what blows my mind? A lot of these are like older women, and you go into their profile and they have younger daughters. And I'm like, would you want someone to speak to your daughter that way?
Or they're older guys with daughters. I'm like, can you imagine if someone spoke to your daughter like that?
Yeah.
You would fucking kill them.
Exactly. It blows my mind. I'm like, okay, you're very well entitled to your opinion. I know I've like signed up to put myself on the line. I get that. But like, do you really have to go like, how is that decision that I made affected your life so much?
Exactly.
Like, get the fuck over it. It's a TV show. Carry on with your little life.
Like, their lives are just so sad that's what they do. Like, that's their release, which is just so sad.
I just want to apologize. Like, being a fan favorite, I never dealt with this, Katie, so I'm sorry. My
Alex,
bad.
shut up.
Hey, Katie, my bad. Like, people like me,
you got so much shit about the hot tub scene. It's not even funny.
Hey.
That's like what you're known for. I wouldn't call it a fan favorite.
Hey, but people like, oh my God, this guy is relatable. He's fucking hammered in in a fucking hot tub, and that's it. Like, I'm fine with that.
Blowing steam up your own ass right now, Alex?
Because I need
because he got so many rude DMs that he has to like.
Because no one else will do it, so he does it to himself.
Hey, I just have to come to myself real quick to relate to relate to the little people out there. Sorry, just kidding. I'm fucking with you, Katie. But can we get into like off talking about like that we hate fucking people on social media because they fucking are losers?
Wait. I actually have a follow up. What did you guys do after the quarantine house? After, what did you call it?
Oh yeah, did you do that?
All of you guys,
we
the
all
crew.
went. What did we call it?
There was a name for it. Not the
split house. We all went to split together.
Yeah, they went to split.
What's that?
Oh
my God.
The split is
I missed our geography discussion earlier. It was not. It was just as bad as this.
Katie, they're not cultured. I'm sorry about that. My bad.
We asked you where Costa Rica was, where you were.
I said South America.
And you didn't know.
I don't know if you know, but we were in Croatia filming.
What?
They were in Croatia filming. That's so dumb. I thought it was Split House, like you guys were like splitting it.
Like you named it?
No, they're in split.
I mean, that makes sense. It was an emotional breakup. I was goodbye to her.
I'm an idiot.
You guys had a nice like we say this on Gala Talk. Like, you guys are like, well, besides Lexi, who's crazy. Like, everyone was like super nice.
A very nice dynamic.
Yeah, no,
all of you.
because like you see in like below deck, like people like either dickheads or psychos or whatever. Like, I feel like you have like the whole deck department. Everyone's like friendly and nice, and then like you and Courtney, you can just tell they're very genuine, like normal people. Like, Matt's a little fucking odd. That's for sure. He seems like a nice.
Matthew's Matthew.
I think Matt, like, when I first watched episode 1, I'm like, okay, I think this guy is like a super nice guy, but I feel like he deals with a ton of anxiety, and he's in his head like that. Like that's where I caught off of him. Like
And he does.
No, he does. Like, but I still to this day, I think he's probably a super nice guy. He's just obviously a little weird, which we're all weird. We're all different.
What
you know
I
what
got
I mean?
from it, which is a little different, which is really interesting, is that I thought that he was one of those people that is so good at what they do that they're like so weird otherwise. Like they're so good at their one thing that they don't. Like almost like a savant, which I guess is kind of an insult.
This is the thing with Matthew. Like at the start, like you guys see that first episode, and it's just as much the same experience for you as it was for us because we don't really know each other at this point. And like it took us a good couple of weeks to actually start to like Matt. Like we were all like, okay, he's a bit weird. Like what the fuck's going on? He left us in the dark. Like. Like we weren't super stoked with him, and yeah, he definitely is a bit of an odd character. But like as the time goes on, like he did grow on us.
And Lexi leaving, I think, helped a lot. He just did not gel with her. But who did?
I hate Lexi.
Those two together. Like I was like, what can I do? Honestly, you guys are fucking children.
To this day,
can we talk about her now? Because we need to talk about her.
We need to talk about Lexi.
We need to address.
You need to vent.
Lexi.
Okay, wait. I need to top up my
Yeah, top
Oh,
up.
please do.
Damn, I like that pink dress too, Katie.
I'm back.
Katie, that's a nice dress.
I dressed up for you, Daddy.
Oh no! That's so like you just like went down a step because that word got so overplayed by Courtney or like your whole crew. So like now I hear that I'm like I hate hearing that.
It did.
It was like yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll take it back. That's our first fight.
Okay,
it's okay. We can move past that. Thank you. I love it.
We can work. Can we go through this? It's right because I'm going to troll you after this.
Hey,
anyway, so you kind of just troll me,
Katie,
so
I don't want to be rude. Right nostril, you have a booger hanging out. I'm just kidding. Anyways, all right.
Look at your face.
Yeah. No, but
I actually checked. Yeah, motherfucker.
Thank you. So, hey guys, can you guys leave the room? Me and Katie.
What's happening? What are we watching unfold right now?
I'm like, what up, girl? I'm wearing gym shorts, a $10 t-shirt, and a snapback. What up? All right, so Lexi sucks.
Hey, Tony. I'm gonna call you Tony now.
Tony. Oh, okay. There was that. What's that? Tony Hawk.
Talk about Lexi.
Is so like? Does she talk to anyone? Does everyone hate her? Like we hate her. So
we're all blocked. We have been blocked from the day.
No.
Wait, does she have an Instagram? I couldn't find it.
No, I found her.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah, and one of my okay, get this. All of production's blocked. All of PR's blocked. Most of Bravo is blocked. Like everybody's blocked. So, but there's a few. Like one of my friends managed to get accepted by her, and one of these friends. So they will just like send us shit, and then that's how we get like all the tea. And then there's like a few like Instagram pages that like pick up on.
Oh my god!
Did she block Bravo? She blocked Bravo from.
Did she post anything about like when those episodes came out when she was a psycho?
You know what's funny? She got a good edit in my eyes. That hot tub night.
Really?
Oh my god.
A good
that is shocking information.
She was brutal.
I couldn't believe anyone was speaking like that.
There's so much that Bravo couldn't air because she spoke. So like Alex, you know this. We're not allowed to speak about past crew members. We're not allowed to speak about past seasons.
Yep.
So like, obviously, I came on the show. Malia was on the season prior. We could never speak about any of that. So, like, if I had watched this show and, like, it's just a rule. So that's, like, one of the big things you're not allowed to do. That night, she was coming at Malia about stuff with Hannah, like, all this past season shit. So there's, like, so much more to the story. But Bravo can't air it because when that's, like, a rule.
It wouldn't make sense, yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
How Malia didn't just knock her the fuck out, I don't know.
Dude, honestly, I think Lexi wins that fight. I think Lexi wins that fight.
Really?
Yeah, Lexi's scary. And she's way bigger than Malia. Malia's like 4'11".
She's scary because you don't know actually what she's capable of. Like, I think my mouth was just like the whole time because I was like, I still was like, what the fuck? I didn't know what had happened. I'm like, I went downstairs to have a fucking shower and go to bed. Then I get pulled up and I'm just like trying to piece it together. She's yelling, Malia's yelling, I'm yelling. And I'm like, why am I yelling? I don't know what's happened. Like, I'm getting called a fake ass bitch. And I'm like, mate, I just wanted to fucking sleep, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Who did she tell to stand down? She was like, you're a chief suit or you're...
No, she was telling that to Malia. She goes, you're a bosun.
Stand down.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Malia didn't knock her the fuck out.
You're a
hierarchy
stupid
and ranks and position.
Dude, yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, she was so obsessed with, like, I don't know. It was weird. Like, power, I guess.
And then she called,
yeah, it just, like, blows my mind.
And then she called Lloyd like a bitch or something. He got all sad.
Aww.
A pussy.
A pussy, yeah.
She called him a pussy, and, like, Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah.
He gets, like, he's just a sensitive soul, you know? And
Yeah.
it's just, like, you don't go around calling people names anyway. Like, that's just, like, a rule of thumb. I say a lot of shit. I use a lot of swear words, but I never directly call people stuff.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it takes a lot for me to say something horrible to someone, and then normally afterwards I would probably cry because I'd feel like a horrible person. Whereas there was just, like, no filter. And then, like, you try to tell her things and she's like, I didn't do that. It's like, what you did, because that's what I'm telling you.
It's
you
about
did.
to get
that
like,
was
like,
yeah.
what?
That was another thing. Like, after
just,
all
like,
these
most of the
meltdowns,
time,
she, like, had no remorse at all. It was insane.
No.
Like, she just didn't act like a total psycho the night before. I'm like, what? And she's like, I didn't do that. Like, you're on camera.
and that's
You can't say
about
that.
to get aired. You
and
clearly
she should
did.
be like, all 7 of you crew members telling me I acted this way delusional. It's like, if 7 people came up to me and was like, Katie, you were a psychopath last night, or like, you said this, I would be like,
So scared.
my God.
yeah. Like, I'd be just like, my gut would sink, and I'd be like, oh my God, like, I'm like, that wasn't me, like, I messed up, like, you know, everyone makes mistakes, we get that. And I think that's the difference as well with, like, you know, people always say, well, Matt's not as innocent and this and that. If you said to Matt, you were an asshole last night,
he
went
owns
on
it.
his shit about, I'm so fucking sorry. He owns it. So you instantly gain more respect from people. Obviously, some of the shit he says we don't agree with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you own your shit and just say, look, I'm sorry, I messed up. And it's like, okay, well, good. At least you acknowledged it and let's move on. Whereas we never really got that from Lexi. So it was always, super hard to move past it.
And I had a tough time, obviously, like I try to think, because like I know how the show gets aired, and I know, like, you know, they miss out on missing pieces. So I try to, like, relate to things, but I hate, like, you know, it's sad. Obviously she lost her dad and stuff, but like she played that role of like, well, like, you know, like something happened.
100%.
Well, like, don't fucking say that shit, because like it doesn't make you any different. Like, it just makes you worse of a human, that you're giving yourself own excuses
You
to
can't act like an
that.
asshole just because something bad happened to you in life. Like, chill.
Hey, I get it. Like, we're having a night
Exactly. But also,
go ahead. Sorry. I'll never interrupt you again. I'm sorry.
It happens, right? We all fuck up. Like, I can say I've done some things in my time I regret 100%, but I was so much more remorseful.
Right.
And I don't know, with her, it just never really seemed that way. She could never just accept even a little bit of the blame, just a little bit. It was just like, no, these people are evil, this and that. It's like, it was just really hard. And for me, like, I'm such an empathist. So I really struggle with this, because for me to imagine losing my dad, like kills me inside.
Right, yeah.
So it was so hard for me to, like, challenge, like, okay, this girl's really messed up, but holy shit, like, she is going through a shit time. Does that excuse her behavior? Absolutely not. But who am I to judge somebody going through a shit time? And this was just, like, messing with me for so long. And, like, I'm really, like, gutted. Bravo didn't air this, but I actually had, like, a really in-depth conversation with her in the Sky Lounge, and it was, like, about her mental health. And I was like, Lexi, I really want you to think if you actually should be here. Like, you're obviously going through something. Like, I can't even imagine. For me, your mental health is so much more important than a job or this or whatever the hell is going on. I care about your mental health. If you aren't okay, please tell me and I will help you, and we will get you out of this situation. Like, this might not be the most healthy environment for you right now. Like, you need to grieve or whatever it is you need to do, but this isn't doing anything positive for you right now. And that conversation never made it to air.
That kind of sucks they didn't air that.
I'm kind of like annoyed about it.
Yeah, I feel like that would have resonated with a lot of people. And like they would have really felt like a lot different, not just about her and the way she acted, but about everything going on. And it probably would have resonated with a lot of people.
I was genuinely concerned. I was like, Lexi, like yachting alone, we all know can be such a toxic environment. So if you are going, and like we're all going through something. Okay, some people more extreme than others. Like obviously I was going through something at the time, but I hadn't lost my dad. So that was obviously more extreme. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I would always prioritize my mental health, and I would always want somebody to do that for me if maybe I wasn't in the right state of mind. And I really try to have that conversation with her. And yeah, I don't know. Like it's hard because after that night, the relationship with Lexi was really hard. Yeah. So I never really knew deep down if she was okay or wasn't.
Yeah,
which is a shame, really.
Yeah.
It's the no remorse for me that just really gets me because, like, I know people that have been through horrible shit. I've been through horrible shit. Did I go out and, like, do some stuff I regret? Yes. But I would be so apologetic the next day and be so sad. And, like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never done anything and, like, acted like a psycho. Got blackout drunk and acted like a psycho. I did it on Tuesday. And
it's also that you can do it every once in a while. You can do it like once, twice, whatever. But if you continue to do it and still show no remorse, it's like, okay.
Yeah, have that behavior and not be apologetic to the people you're living with in close quarters. It's crazy to me.
Right. You can get drunk and do something stupid and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that again. If you continue to do it.
Exactly. Like, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Right. None of
yes,
us
you
are.
are.
You know? I think with... Thank you.
Got you.
For this.
I know. Hey, I know how to bring you up. I got you.
Yeah, thank you. We need more of this daily.
Hey, honestly, I'm the best cheerleader. You ask around, like, if you're having a bad day, just be like, Alex, I need you to cheer for me.
Alex, do you remember? I was actually thinking about this before.
Oh, God.
I think there was a few times.
I FaceTimed Leah.
Leah was actually on the phone. Yeah, when we were filming.
I know. So, you know what's funny? So, you guys were fucked up one night. And, like, I don't know if you remember. So I don't know if you got, like, I was kind of hoping, like, they would air, like, me and Malia FaceTime and be like, you guys were so fucked. But, so she goes, yeah, like, she texts me on the side at, like, 2 a.m. your time. She goes, one of my stews, like, thinks you're super hot. And now I watch the show, I'm like, which stew was it? I'm like, what stew wanted me? It was probably Matt.
Was it you?
I don't even know the answer to that.
So it wasn't you. All right.
It wasn't Katie.
It wasn't Katie. All right. So it might be Lexi.
Psycho wants you.
Always a fan.
Always a fan.
You're a good chat.
Katie likes Alex.
You know,
she goes, yeah, like, I'll like go to a baseball game with you, buddy. Like, whatever. Like.
This is the one thing Alex wanted to get out of this conversation. He was like, okay, this is a wrap. We can wrap it up right there.
Yeah. All right. So it's over. She's a fan of me, guys. Hey, Katie, thanks. I'm just going to clip that. What was the whole episode? I'm a fan of
it. Okay, it was me. I'll take it. To be honest, that whole season, me and Courtney would vibe the same people. So, you know what? It could have been both of us.
Ooh.
Coco.
Look at that. You got a 2-for-1.
So I was saying before this, I'm like,
it's a 2-for-1 deal here.
I was saying before this, I'm like, I love Katie. Like, before we started, I'm like, I love Katie. I thought she was awesome throughout the season. I did say you were hot. I will say that out loud. But I was like, you know, I was team Katie. I was like, yeah, Katie's doing great. But you know what it was like, you know, putting all that mushy stuff aside, you honestly, like, you just cared for everybody else, right? Like, it would show that, like it was crew first. It wasn't about you and your needs or whatever. Like, you wanted what's best for the boat. And as like a person, like, I hate, like, not genuine people. So, like, watching him, like, oh, like, she's like a good ass person.
I was just gonna say, you came off as the most genuine person. Yeah. Like, you really cared for everybody and their well-being, and it came across so well. Like, not to put Hannah, I love Hannah. I think she was great.
What are you gonna say? What the fuck are you gonna say about her?
But she's a bit different. Like, and she just didn't come across as like I'm sure she cared for every one of you. It's just like, Katie, you showed like your feelings, and you wore it on your sleeve, which was really, really nice to see.
All right, we gotta bring Katie back down. We're giving her too much. We're giving her too much. Let's bring her back down.
Hit me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can same thing to bring you down.
Oh,
I
fuck.
truly don't think that I saw anything this season, and I would criticize any of the Chiefs stews, any of the whatever I saw. I truly don't think that I saw anything throughout the season that made me think, wow, she's like a crazy person or whatever. Honestly, there was no negativity. So whoever is DMing you, they can go fuck themselves.
So, hey, I think I'm pretty good at reading people. I think you're a wild card. Like, yeah, I think you're a genuine good person, whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
Kiwi, come on.
I know Kiwis. You dated Jack. I think you have a wild side that they didn't show. Good thing you weren't maybe attracted to anyone on the boat, because like I think you're a kinky motherfucker, like fucking kinky, and I think you're a little crazy. So
I will
in a good way.
to that.
Fucking right. Cheers. So she fucks.
You know what's funny is like I get so many messages of people being like, wow, like you really hold it together like when you're drunk and that, and like it's so funny to me and like my friends as well, because everyone's like, you're fucking like a loose cannon sometimes, Katie. And I'm like, yeah, so it's like weird, but also like I've always been one of those people, I'll always be super drunk, but no one will ever really know. So I think that's like my saving grace sometimes. So
I am so jealous of those people.
I could never.
When I'm super drunk, it's very clear.
I am white girl wasted. We were literally smashing tequila constantly. And for some fucked up reason, I like seemed to give it. And even my mum was like, I'm having a proud mum moment. I'm like, thanks, mum. I must have got it from you, homegirl. Like,
never.
I wish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Kiwi. Like all Kiwis are wild. So.
I wish your whole stew department, like I wish you, Courtney, like, you know, Malia, like I wish in like a few of like if my mix of like, I don't know, are you actually, before I say this, are you and Aisha friends because you guys both dated Jack, or no?
No, actually, we're fine. We're totally fine.
Okay,
I feel like you and Aisha would be really good friends. Actually, I would love to see the dynamic.
Hey, she's one of my homegirls, you know.
Okay, so I wish I had a crew of you guys, because I had to deal with fucking like dumb drama with the Jess and Rob, and like obviously like I'm a flirt. Like when I'm drunk, I just want to flirt. So like they obviously they showed me as like the lover boy.
No, I didn't get that with all that flirting you did with Bugsy. I didn't.
But no, but they showed me like I was in love with the girl. I'm like we only had things when we were drunk. I'm like, honestly, I just want to like make out. Like I didn't want to have sex on TV. I wanted to respect her, my mom, everything. But I just love like drunk kissing and flirting and doing a little grab ass. Like I love that shit. Like
that's exactly. It's like look at Chloe and Mav. That was their exact thing. It's just like nice having someone there. You know,
because I like having like a little cuddle, like, you know, a little grab. I love that. Like, I don't want to fucking wife you up.
A little drunk snug.
Oh my God. And like, okay, you grab a little bit, whatever. Like, it's fine. You know, that's all I wanted. But they put like, you know, I got nothing bad to say about it, but like, it's so funny from what I know of like we had nothing. Like, they made it seem like I'm deeply in love, and like it showed that she wanted nothing to do with me. I'm like,
how good is editing?
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's nuts. But
when you watch something back and you're like, wait, what?
That didn't happen.
Like,
she's texting me on the side, like laughing my ass off, like, what's up, puppy dog? Like, I'm like, this is so funny. I'm like, they don't show anything what she would say to me. Like, it was just funny. But
reality TV would never work out in my favor. That is so traumatizing to even think about what I would be like on reality. I could never.
Do you think you would be like a bitch or a good girl?
Oh, a bitch, 100%.
Okay. her boyfriend's the background just laughed right away.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, she'd be the bitch for sure.
Dana, what about you?
I don't think I'd be a bitch.
I think you'd be fun. I think you would be like kind of like a loose cannon. Yep.
I agree with that.
But girls, I
think you'll always surprise yourself.
For sure.
Do you girls have anything else for Katie? I don't want to keep you up too much. I know you have a hot date in Tulum tonight, so.
Oh, I can't wait to see her. You're gonna
get
post
wine,
on your Insta?
wine and dined.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't have a date. She's just going with random people.
Wine and dine.
She gets a wine and dine.
Hey, do you date anyone? Do you have anything going on now or no? I'm just curious.
Inquiring, not for himself, but just
no, not for myself. Like, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna say a real shitty answer. It's super fucking complicated.
I feel that.
So a guy likes you, but you guys are not on the same. So a guy doesn't. So you guys are in two different parts of the world right now, and it's one of those fucking FaceTime bullshit, like whatever. You see each other when you see each other, but it's hard because you're so long distance.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I'm like cursed when it comes to love. Like, I don't know if I've got the wrong taste in men or. It's just all. I mean, the industry doesn't help, right?
No.
Like fucking yachting ruins.
You travel for a living.
We travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no, I was actually dating my chief officer.
Skank.
On the boat. We both just left. So we were on that, and it's just been like a really traumatic ride because we've been so busy and so hectic, and just like a lot of stuff has happened along the way. And then it's like one of those things. It's like, okay, we were on the boat together and it was all fine, and now we're off the boat together, and we're like, okay, is this like a real thing or is it not? Like, you're trying to figure out if it actually is something or if it was just like a boatmance, you know?
That's got to be so confusing. I can't imagine
boatmances
how often that
are
happens.
fucked. Like, they're fucked.
So confusing.
It's fucked, but it's also like
it's not real.
It's your person. Like, we went through so much together on this boat, and it's like we shared a cabin and everything. So
right, but to some extent, it's also like not real life.
Living together.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's not. And, and that's what we always said. And like, you know, obviously we would argue or like have disagreements like on board and stuff. And then you're always like questioning. You're like, hey, is this actually genuine or is this just like, it is nice to have somebody. And like with my boat, we were so busy. Like we left Florida. We did all of Central America. Like when we weren't on charter, we were at sea moving. So like you don't even have time to like meet anybody else or hang out with anybody else. Like the crew on that boat is all you have. So then, you know, so yeah, now we're just trying to like figure out if it's complicated or if it was just like one of those.
Like,
but like I'm the kind of person I love like living in the moment, and if it was just one of those things, then it was. But yeah, so that's my love life.
Yeah. So basically, you'll never work on that boat again, and you guys are still figuring out. But that's the end of it. That's real boating. Like it's literally like he's gonna be a captain one day, go off. You're gonna go fuck off, go find a guy in Tulum, mingle a little bit, and that's it. Like boatmances, they're fun.
I already did that last year.
I think I said last night. I was like, damn. I was like, this. Damn, she fucks. No shit.
No, that would make me a horrible person.
She messaged me like 2 a.m. She goes, I'm a horrible person right now. You see like her and like some guy that's like 4'11", chubby Mexican guy, like just holding her. But Katie, thank you so much for coming on. I don't want to hold you up too much.
Thank
and
you guys.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. Thank you for joining us on our first official episode of the new and improved Altered Reality. We had a blast.
So you're saying approved because Anastasia's gone?
No. Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
Drama between me and Anastasia.
Wow. She's gone.
I'm sad she's gone. I love Anastasia.
Hey, so fucking Katie was only coming on because Anastasia was here today. She goes, "Who's you three?" Like,
we're so sorry to disappoint, honestly. So sorry.
Alex, like fuck, man.
I know. Wait, what?
I'm so sorry that you had to go through.
I'm sorry. Can you roll that back?
Wait, what'd you say?
No, we had so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you all to all of our viewers and listeners for joining us for the first official episode of the new and improved Altered Reality. And we will see you all next time.